Hello everybody, Marc from Gamers UK, back again with some more Dragonage Origins.
Be on your guard.
Still in the Mage's Tower. With Wynn in our party now, so as I said before, she's a very good healer. Basically just having a quick peek at her equipment and her spells. See, Spirit Healer there is her main class specialization. She does love to cast rock armor on herself, which can be a little bit annoying at times. So you may want to tinker around with the tactics. Rock armor basically increases her defense, and as a mage, she's quite weak anyway because she can't wear armor. I think this is our first encounter with abominations. As a Templar character class specialization, as two of my characters are Bob, a magical hobo, and Alistair, are both Templars. Abominations don't really cause much of a problem to us, and nor should they really. Anyway, they're powerful enough, but they really shouldn't be anything to worry about at this stage. The only annoying thing about them is that they, as you saw just a few seconds ago, they explode into flames when they die, and if you're caught in the blast, it can cause a smidgen of fire damage. Now, this Greater Rage Demon casting fire spells at us is definitely something you want to attack with a bit of forward planning, otherwise you end up all burning like I am there. Killed him with minimal effort really in the end there, but really we did take a lot of damage, and if there were more enemies about then it could have gotten a bit nasty, but there wasn't really any problems about it. This is still the first part. I mean, if you watch the last video, you'll know that I break up the Mage's Tower part. I break up this whole part of the story. The Mage's Tower. I say that the Mage's Tower, it's pretty easy overall, but there's one half of it is easy, and this is the easy part, and one half, which will pop up in the next couple of videos, is the more frustrating part. Not necessarily difficult, but I call it the more frustrating part of the Mage's Tower, and it is. I would highly recommend that you do the Mage's Tower first before going off to Orzammar or Redcliffe or any of the other places where the story tells you to go to.
I think if these statues were golems, they would ask what the fascination is with bow.
Please refrain from going into the stockroom. It is a mess, and I've not been able to get it into a state fit to be seen. I am called Owain, and I manage the Circle's magical stockroom. I was trying to tidy up, but there was little I could do. Of course, I am defenseless, and if I ran into one, I would surely perish. I tried to leave when things got quiet. That was when I encountered the barrier. Finding no other way out, I returned to work.
And people say that golems aren't very lively.
Owain, you should have said something. I would have opened the door for you.
The stockroom is familiar. I prefer to be here.
Yeah, this guy's a bit special.
No. I suppose I should count myself lucky. I would prefer not to die. I would prefer it if the tower returned to the way it was. Perhaps I'll will succeed and save us all. I do not know. But he came here with several others and took the litany of Adrala.
But that protects from mind domination. Is blood magic at work here?
I do not know.
I''ll was in the meeting. He would know. Blood magic. I was afraid of this. Blood magic could control us, too. Who knows what could happen then? We should find Niall. The litany will give us a fighting chance against any blood mages we encounter.
I wish you luck. Perhaps this will be over soon and things will return to the way they were. Goodbye.
Yeah, what Wynn was getting all scared about is blood magic. Blood magic becomes quite prevalent not only in this in Dragon Age Origins, but it also becomes massively prevalent in Dragon Age 2, second game. But basically, blood magic is what mages. It's like the forbidden magic. You know, every fantasy RPG has a sort of a forbidden magic. You know, necromancers, that sort of thing. But in Dragon Age, it's blood magic. And that's basically, rather than using mana to power your spells, you use your own life force, your own blood, to power your spells. And while this may not seem that bad, it actually encourages demons to cross the barrier into the mortal realm and whatnot. So it's kind of a classic case of you get power with blood magic, but it comes at a great cost. That sort of thing. Your basic forbidden magic principle, really, blood magic. If you're a mage character, you can actually learn blood magic, and it is actually quite a potent class specialization, in my opinion. But in the lore, the world of Dragon Age, blood magic is frowned upon. It's forbidden, and as we're coming across this woman on the floor here, is a blood mage.
Loghain would help us be free of the Chantry. You don't know what it was like. The Templars were watching, always watching. No, please.
Enemies approaching. Time for some fun. Yeah.
Standard execution. That's a good cache there. Some good items in there. There's shock bomb, which is good if you know poison making. You can make pretty good use of that. You lob it as a projectile, causes electricity damage. And the Scrolls of Banastor. Now, I've already said that I'm not going to be doing any side quests in this playthrough, but as a side note, there are a lot of those scrolls in the Mage's Tower, and they are part of side quests. So if you do come across any, be sure to pick them up. You'll get a bit of XP when you give them in to complete the side quests. But as I say, won't be doing too many side quests for this playthrough. More abominations. Magic staff. Really, that's not worth picking up. Wynn has a pretty awesome staff anyways. I would say I'm a bit disappointed with the selection of staffs in this game. There are a lot of really poor generic staffs, and there are a handful, I would say, a handful of rare staffs. And here's our first encounter with the Walking Dead. Reanimated corpses. Basically, also known as zombies. And as part of a side quest, if you, where am I going here? This is the problem with post editing commentary. You want to talk about something?
As you wish.
Silver chain is a gift you can give to Morrigan. Contrary to her appearance, Morrigan does like shiny things. Shiny jewellery. There's a guy inside that closet who's very scared for his life. Anyway, let's check these corpses, and you may find an item called a corpse ghoul, which I'm not finding on any of these. Usually on a corpse, on a walking corpse, you'll find a corpse ghoul, and pick them up definitely because, again, as with the Scrolls of Banastor, they're part of a side quest. A that was a mini boss, you know, a sub boss sort of class abomination. You can tell by the yellow text above his head. Could have been more difficult than I made it look there. Definitely the Creationist's Cord, which you find on a nearby corpse, 10% fire resistance, which is good for when we actually encounter a dragon. 10% to healing effects. I gave that to Alistair because the reason being is Alistair, despite his goofy appearance, he can become quite a very versatile tank character. A lot of the time, he will, you know, just run in there, and very rarely will you need to give him any guidance. He just goes in, gets the job done, does Alistair. And I have to say, he probably is the character that dies the least amount of times over all my playthroughs. Even though he's not my favourite character, Alistair, I do find him to be a bit whiny at times. But yeah, you cannot underestimate his usefulness as a tank character. Just give him a sword and a shield and a fairly decent set of armor, and he will basically be set. Some good booty on that corpse. Now this, you can find these things. These are little glass vials which are hidden in like just objects in the world, and what they'll do is they'll spawn a Revenant, which is a boss. They're always boss levels. They are always quite strong. At this point I think I changed the difficulty from casual to normal, because I've been playing on casual up until now, being a bit of a wimp, and I decided that in the interest of displaying the Revenant's awesome powers, we would have to up the difficulty a little bit. So they are pretty strong. They have an annoying skill where they will control gravity and they will pull you towards them. So if you've got a ranged character or someone, they have the ability to literally draw you towards themselves. I think he'll do it now. He's doing it now on Shale. He didn't show the move very well because Shale was pretty close to him anyway, so it was a dumb move on his part. But yes, Revenants are very strong magically. They have good magic. They have good magical resistance. They're very strong in melee. Overall, they're real buggers to get rid of, actually. Just my only advice is to have plenty of potions about. Alistair got the killing blow there. The reason I would say is when you find the glass vials, definitely fight every Revenant you can, because they drop some pretty good items. See, there's a greater elixir of grounding, which it offers electricity resistance, which may be useful later on. The black vials there, any vial you come across, they may be very strong to take down the Revenants, but they are well worth it, because that was the first Revenant, so he didn't drop really fantastic items. But the Revenants later on in the game, they will drop some pretty good items, and you'll wanna get that loot. So we're still in what I would call the easy part. This is the Enchanter's office. I'm standing still. This must have been where I decided to cut the video when I recorded beforehand. Not gonna have much time. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I've been Marc from Gamers UK. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. You know what? I was looking at the timer there, and I've realised I still have 50 minutes left to speak. What a dumb move. Alright, just forget all that signing off. Yeah, that chest there contains this chest I'm looking at right now contains the Beastman's dagger, a very potent weapon in the hands of a rogue. So later on I'll be putting Liliana in my party and unlocking that chest to get that very potent weapon, the Beastman's Dagger. So make a note of that if you plan to come here with a rogue character. He's pretty good at picking locks. I can't remember exactly what it does. I think it might do backstab damage or something, extra backstab damage. But it's definitely an item worth picking up here. Anyway, for real this time, I've been Marc from Game Busters UK. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Tune in for the next part.